All right, everybody, welcome back to Totally Experts, TSAP. It's been a while. We've had a lot of stuff going on. I feel like I say that every time, but we've just been busy. You
Yeah.
finished basketball, then we started flag, and here we are at the end of the year. So I feel like we say that every time, but hopefully that won't be the case going forward as we do kind of get to the end of the school year. Um, but wanted to start with today. Me and you yesterday went on our school senior trip and went to Dollywood. Um, First question I want to know, because I do not know the answer to this, haven't asked you. Did you try the cinnamon bread?
Yeah, I ate some for breakfast. I mean, it
And
was,
what was your opinion?
well, I mean, it's like a cinnamon roll. So, I mean,
Yeah,
can't go wrong with it.
it is. I don't. It is so good. It is
It's
so
very good.
good. And I was, for your sake, I wish you could have tried it fresh out and warm.
Well, I
Because
warmed it up.
well, I know I did too, but it's just it's there's nothing like fresh out the oven. You know what I mean? And for those of you who have never been to Dollywood, or you have been to Dollywood and have not gotten the cinnamon bread, it is fantastic. That's half the reason you want to go. I think is just to go get some of the cinnamon bread. So,
Well, I've been probably
um,
50 times. That's the first time I ever got any. So,
well, I had been. I don't know how long they've been doing the cinnamon bread. Um, I haven't been 50 times. I'd say I've probably been 20 times. And I've only ever known about the cinnamon bread the last three times. So I don't know if that's a newer
I'm pretty
thing.
sure they've been doing it a while.
Okay. Well, also too, like I told you yesterday, we were eating lunch. Growing up, when we went, we packed lunches and stuff like that. So we weren't really frequenting the bakery and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So, um, but I did tell you this. I am sore today from all the walking we did. The shins are a little sore especially on the left side. Um, Tried a different pair of shoes yesterday. That was I knew I'm not gonna say it was a rookie mistake because I thought it might be an issue going into it, so I was aware, but it definitely was an issue.
That was probably, your legs are probably just tired from all that shaking they were doing after you got off the rides.
Well, that's true too. I am not in the world of take it or leave it. I'm more on the leave it side. But I did get over it yesterday and rode all the ones we had time for, except for the one. So, and had we been there a little bit longer, I think I might have done it.
Oh, okay. Don't be acting like a big shot now.
Well, no, no. I told
It's a
my wife. I
zero
said,
minute
"Hey,
wait
listen."
time to get on that
Yeah.
thing off the rip. And
I told. Well, no, right out the gate, it was a hard no. I'm just saying, as the day went on and I went on more rides, I was feeling a little bit more confident. Um, so I told my wife we'd go up this summer because she loves them, and I was
yeah,
like, you know what, you might can talk me into it.
maybe.
But you did it right off like you said, right off the rip. Uh,
Yeah.
it was a nice day yesterday. We didn't get to do the mystery mine, which is my favorite one there.
It's probably it's one of my favorite ones there too.
Even though I'm not a big roller coaster guy, but the line was just too long. In retrospect, we should have done that at the very beginning
So
after
and
the Eagle. But
it was pretty long when we went past it going to the Eagle.
yeah, no, it was. That's one of their more popular ones. So for sure. All right, so last time we talked, we were starting flag season. We had just started that. Haven't been on here in a while, but season's over now. At least for us, that is. We did finish last week. Lost to the second round of regionals to a good Gordonsville team at Gordonsville. Um, Finished the season with 10-5
When you say the
was our
second round, it
record.
sounds bad. It was the semifinals.
Okay, yeah, there you go. It was the semifinals.
Yeah,
We did, we did get the 3 seed, which makes it sound even better. Which is true. We were the 3 seed, and had that seed locked up. Pretty, it wasn't like last year where we were fighting to get the 6th seed
yeah.
in the last game of the season. We had the 3 seed locked up pretty early. Um, but finished the season 10-5, which last year we only won 8 games, so we improved this year. Um, Before we get into your kind of observations, today they had the championship game,
Mm-hmm.
and the 1 and 2 team seeds faced off. Defensive battle. I texted you earlier and told you I was able to watch. I think the third quarter, something they were Stone Memorial was streaming it, so I was able to watch it while I was out and about. And Gordonsville ends up winning the region in a game that the final score was 8-2. So defensive battle there.
For sure.
Both those teams we played, both those teams legit defenses. I wouldn't say everybody's offense is kind of with the way they can play defense this year. Everybody's offense pretty much you know no one has like an electric offense. I'll say that. Everybody at the top plays
Most of the high scores you see is because of
defensive.
turnovers
Yeah,
and
yeah.
interceptions and pick sixes and and the like.
Right, right. I think the two regular season games we played against both those teams, I think we gave up 28 and 29, something like that to them. But our defense only gave up 6 points out of all those. The rest were pick sixes.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, 10-5, good season. I just posted. We had a couple girls make the all region team, including one girl co MVP of the region, which is pretty big time. Um, I fought for that last year, didn't get it. Last year though, there was a girl last year from Stone who was deserving. I don't want to steal her thunder. She was deserving last year. But this year, I just felt that, my opinion, I've said it a million times this year. You've heard me say it. I just felt that Ellie was one of the best players in the state, and I didn't do a good enough job of getting her more touches this year because she had goals for herself that she had put forth, and I told her after the last game she met her goal. Actually, blew her goal that she had for touchdowns. Blew that out of the water. She finished the year
Yeah.
with 27 touchdowns. But as far as yardage goes, we just didn't do. And I told her that I said, "Hey, I just didn't do a good enough job of getting you in space enough and getting you the ball and." Um, so something to look forward going forward. Obviously, she graduates, but we made some tweaks on the offense there at the end that I think probably would have benefited her some earlier in the year as well.
Yeah, I think so too.
Um, but yeah, you live and you learn. But it's the end of the year, so before we get into any other stuff, kind of your observations, um, I like to ask you your opinion because even though I'm the head coach, you've been coaching for longer in general. So I like to get your observations on what you saw.
Um, just about the whole season, or
Yeah, yeah, the whole season.
well, I mean, I think the biggest thing um, for me that I didn't like was, I mean, we've talked about this too, was like it was the rule changes that they made about the being able to rush the quarterback or get in the backfield, one just a yard away from the line of scrimmage, where last year it was 5 or whatever. I just think it limits you so much on offense on what you can do because you're really not supposed to be able to block, even though we had issues with other teams killing people all
Yeah,
year. It's supposed to be completely 100% no contact, and it is not. But so I feel like there's got to be some more rule tweaks with the blocking. Either
yeah,
either let them block or they got to be moved back. So something along those lines,
yes,
because you have no time for anything to develop. Period. Especially if they send three at
yeah,
you.
yeah,
So it's a weird deal, and I know you just gonna have to adapt and do whatever's necessary. If they don't, but that was not something I expected to affect not only us, but I feel like everybody from
yeah,
from the get go. And obviously I don't like the I like the three flags thing. I don't like the belt. but that's neither here nor there. Here nor there, because who knows what's going to come on down the line. I mean, they
Yeah.
make rule changes in all sports that
Yeah.
not necessarily a fan of. I didn't when they changed the rule from the 1-and-1s. I wasn't really against it. wasn't really for it. I was just like, okay, well, whatever. But now I really like it.
Hmm.
So it's just one of those things where you kind of got to get used to it, I guess, or see what happens
Yeah.
with it being so new and this, that, and the other. And then of course, obviously, with the officiating situation of we got referees calling fair catches on punts this year. Now, granted, it was just
Yeah.
one time, but still, I
Yeah.
mean,
But still.
there's nothing in the rule book about a fair catch in flag football.
Yeah.
That I feel like they are so stuck on Friday night football that they can't get their head around this stuff.
Yeah.
And and of course we've seen stuff that would have been a flag on a Friday night that wasn't even a flag. In our thing, so
Yeah.
the referee's got to be better trained. Got to be we got to get on the same page with everybody. And I know even in basketball, you go different parts of the state, things are emphasized more. And to me, that's 100% on the TWSAA. And me and Coach Sullivan talked about this all the time. Is TWSAA wants to act like that they're not their employees because technically they're independent contractors with the school, but
Yeah.
then won't let certain referees referee the state tournament unless you go to camps and pay this ungodly amount. And so, so they're they're your employees, right? So you need to take ownership of them. We don't need
Yeah.
South Central, the head of officiating South Central telling the guys something completely different than what they're doing in Athens or North Central or
Yeah.
Chattanooga area. Everybody needs to be on the same page.
Right.
And I know it's still hard because you're going to be, because I mean, as I say this, we have the people that's in charge of us come down and tell us something. Well, that's dumb. I mean, so
Yeah. Yeah.
I get it and I understand it, but like at the same time, like we're talking about competitiveness and trying to be as consistent. We ask the kids to be consistent. We need to be consistent, and the officiating needs to be as consistent as possible. I mean,
Yeah.
we had a guy out there the other night that I'm still learning. Sorry, like that's okay. Like I'm
Yeah.
not like that's fine. But it's a semifinal
Yeah.
game of the region tournament. Like
Yeah.
maybe we don't need to have a guy that's still learning the rules
Yeah. Put
of the
him out there
sport,
week one or something.
that he's in. And I know we don't have middle school to
Yeah.
train those guys. And if he's an actual like football official on Friday nights, then
Oh God.
good for him. But like, but I mean, like, we just got to do better.
Yeah. No, I agree, and I've seen what you're talking about, like in basketball, where the officiating appears different than when we go to, say South Pitt or something like that. But we're playing pretty much in the same area, and we're seeing a lot of the same
Yes,
officials.
and they're different.
I mean,
It's
in
it's different every
back-to-back
night.
games.
I mean,
Yeah.
we
I
were
mean,
we were at Stone, and that guy's like, "No, I ain't marking the ball. It's the center's job to mark the ball, son.
yeah,
Why are you here?"
yeah. And then he never said that again.
And then he never said it again
Um,
after that. And we had him three
he
times, and he marked the ball every time.
Yeah, he complained about the face paint. He complained about the air pressure of the balls. My favorite one though is still. I thought there was contact, and I had the thought to blow the whistle, but I didn't.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, that's. And look, it's easy. Some people might see this and be like, "Oh well, sour. They're just sour because they lost in the semifinals." We had our we
None of these officiating mistakes caused us to lose a game.
No,
None
and
of them.
also we hosted the regional coaches meeting at our school the other day, and all the seeds had the top team to the bottom team all had the same you know complaints. So I have heard this phrase. I don't like it, but I've heard this phrase that it's a non-contact contact sport. And I get that there's going to be some, as we heard in the first game, incidental contact. Um,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, I'm sitting here giving Ellie her flowers at the beginning. Ellie has trucked people.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
To,
That should have been
to
flags on
me
her.
though, well, but some of it too is, I mean, if you're going to get in front of a girl, you got to make a play, like at least attempt, like you're going to grab the flag, and not just look at her like what, like you're dancing with her, you know. Especially someone who moves that fast, like you got to make a play. And also, I've heard this too. Not a big fan of hearing this. I've told my girls that if they don't get penalized a couple of times for illegal blocks, they're not blocking right. Um, and I know what you've said about that, and you know the if you do it every time, they can't call it every time, and
Yeah.
I understand and I can agree with that. But also too, like if we're trying to be safe, I mean, we had a girl first game of the season get taken out on a stretcher for a totally illegal play, and probably would have been flagged had they not canceled the game. But to me, it's these things build, and if you allow certain things, okay, well they allow this, so then I can go here, and if you
Yeah.
allow this, then I can. So we got to do something, but. Um, and like you said, next year there's going to be new rules. I've already read some of them. We'll see if anything changes. The flags, I don't mind having, like you said, I don't mind having three flags, but they make three flag belts that are poppet still.
Yeah.
And I like the poppet because one, they just don't fall off easily. And two, you get that audible sound of the flag coming off. And with all these teams doing all these last second pitches, you need, in my opinion, the audible sound.
I agree 100% with that.
So, but anyway, like I said, we finished up 10-5. Um, had a really good, season. I think in our district we our quarterback led the district in passing and passing touchdowns. Ellie did her thing, led the league in touchdowns, and was
Well, we're probably the only
top
team that
three.
dropped back and threw it 30 times a game.
Well, that's probably true too.
You know.
Um, Ellie either led or was in the top three of every offensive category and most of the defensive categories except for sacks. Um, Para led the league in receptions and receiving yards. I think we were the second highest scoring team in the district. The problem we just had was we also gave up like the fourth most points.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, some of that is skewed because we really weren't. It was pick sixes, but there's no way to, other than us just knowing that, there's no way for people to differentiate
Yeah. Yeah.
that. So yeah, back to the drawing board. We've got a couple of ideas of things we're going to do, and but we got plenty of time because now it's time to transition to basketball. Um, Before we get into all that, though, we got graduation this week. Busy week for us again. I told my wife that yesterday. I was like, "Hey, just 2 more weeks and things slow down.
Slow
At
down.
least for a little bit anyway." And so we've got, we had senior trip this week. We've got a lot of things, and then it's going to culminate with graduation on Friday. I know me and you've made a lot of jokes. You've almost cried, but held it in out of spite. I turned 40 and turned into a big baby, apparently, because I've cried like 3 times. And we still have our flag football banquet Tuesday, so I'm sure it's probably going to come out again then.
That'd
I'm
be light
hoping
work.
by I'm hoping by graduation it's all out and graduation's not a big deal. Um, Especially since I'm gonna stay with them all night at Project Grad.
Yeah.
Um, but as someone who's coaching and also teaches and has known these particular group of seniors for 10, 12 years, whatever it is, what's this week? What's it kind of? I don't want to say necessarily mean to you, but um, how are you looking at this week? How do you prepare for this week? I guess.
Don't prepare for it. You just do it, son.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna happen anyway.
It's gonna happen anyways. Just roll with it.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah, because I got Mira's graduating kindergarten Thursday night,
yeah,
and then them jokers are graduating high school Friday night. So
yeah. I told you this yesterday while we were in line for one of the rides. Coach Sullivan, not Mr. Wallace.
Not Mr. Wallace.
If you know, yeah, if you know, you know. Um, I told him after the semifinal loss there at Gordonsville, we were walking out, patted him on the shoulder. He was hugging the kids too, and I said, "Man, I gotta say, you and Sap never told me that y'all didn't prepare me for how rough this last game with these seniors are." And he said, "Yeah, it's terrible." He didn't try to sugarcoat it. He didn't try to say it gets any easier. He said, "Yeah, it's terrible."
I mean, it's about that way with
Um,
any seniors though. Like and it just is. You just spend so much time with them. You know.
yeah, well, and that's the thing. Last year we had two seniors, but one kind of joined us late.
Well, it was also still the first
Um,
year of it too.
it was the first year, so I hadn't spent just a couple weeks with them,
Yeah.
but already these girls you've spent 2 years with now.
Yeah.
Not to mention Ellie and Shaylin in particular. Um, Not only spent 2 years with them, but as a teacher, I had them in class this year for 75% of the year.
Oh yeah.
Like I had them in class all the way up until spring break. So gonna be a little tough. Um, and then of course there's kids that are important to you that that don't play sports for you too. So gonna be tough. Got to get through the banquet first, and then next week's cake. I think next week, man. Just speaking personally, I think next week's gonna be weird, because it's like this is the first time since I've been at our school that those girls aren't there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think next week's gonna be. I know it's just an easy week, clean up. Like not very many kids at school anyway, but it's just gonna be weird. So, um, all right. So flag's over. We got graduation this week, but you've got tryouts for next. So is this gonna be season 13 for you?
12. No, 11. Sorry.
12?
11.
11. Okay.
11.
So 11, season 11 loading starts Monday with tryouts,
Yep.
and it's no secret, no sense in running from it. Some big shoes to fill.
For sure. Yeah.
So going into this tryout, knowing now for the first time in 4 years, you're not going to have these five seniors for you. I think is what we said, right? Five.
Yeah.
Um, what do you? Because for the last 4 years, maybe even five. I don't know if you brought any of them.
Yeah. They
over
all
for
played.
eighth,
They all
eighth
played
grade.
eighth grade. Heck, I put
Okay,
Ellie Joe
so
in. I put Ellie Joe in the sub-state game as an eighth grader son.
yeah,
I mean,
I dog.
well,
So
she was scared to
yeah,
death,
maybe
and so was I. But
maybe not as an
I
eighth
needed somebody to go
grader,
play some
but
defense that was quick.
yeah, yeah, no, dog. Um, so okay, first time in 5 years, you don't have that coming back.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got people come back, so you kind of already know. But what is it that you're wanting to see tomorrow in tryouts?
I mean, nothing in particular. We ain't doing too much crazy stuff. Probably just let them play. To be honest with you, and then because it's the only day we're doing anything this week, so we're
Yeah.
just gonna let them scrimmage and get up and down a little bit and run around and
Now,
let Gail hoop and holler and do her thing
yeah, yeah.
and
Now,
get out of
last
there.
week the boys had tryouts, and so they
Yeah,
had a couple new people try out.
yeah.
Have you heard anything about anybody new trying out
No,
for you?
no,
I hadn't either. I hadn't either. I
no.
usually I usually have my ear open for that kind of stuff, and I hadn't heard anything. And to be honest with you, and this is no shade on anybody, but if there was anybody at our school already that was good enough, they probably already,
Yeah, I mean we'll
like
have
I can't think of anybody.
yeah we'll have I mean we'll have the incoming freshmen. So I mean
That's true. That's
they'll
true.
be new-ish. I mean
I
we know who
I
they
don't know
are. So
anything. Yeah, yeah, you know who they are. I don't know anything about them. I don't know any of them that. I mean, I know one or two of them that just as kids, but as far as what they look like on the basketball court, I don't know anything about.
yeah,
Um, so, well, to me, that's always I say to me, that's always my 2 years of doing it. The tryouts are some of the fun times because it's fresh, it's new, it's exciting. Get to see what everybody kind of has, like athletic ability.
Yeah.
I know it's different with flag and basketball because everybody knows basketball and nobody knows football.
Yeah.
But like I told them the other day, it was one of the days you weren't there. I was like, hey, I want dogs. And if you're not wanting to put in the work and you're not a dog, you're not a great. I don't want you. You're wasting your time. You're wasting my time.
Yeah.
You're wasting Addison Roberts' time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I like
Wasting
to see
everybody's time.
that. Yeah, I mean, I like to see that kind of stuff. So that's exciting.
Yeah, no, it's
Um,
it's exciting for sure. You like it's kind of fresh start and
yeah,
looking forward to the new year. We'll play. I think we're playing eight camps or 8 days of camps in June,
yeah,
so we'll probably play 20, 20 plus games in the month of June.
yeah,
So it's just good. Summer ball's good. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they told us we couldn't do it anymore. Um, but but I enjoy it, and you get because it's a whole lot more lax. It's almost kind of like I don't want to say it like that, but people play a little more than what they do in the actual season. You're trying to learn, trying
yeah,
to improve, trying to get
yeah,
better. The rotation's a whole lot bigger typically in summer ball because you're trying to get people in and see what they can do and see where they're at. And for me, anyways, and then you try you that's when you experiment new things that you think you might want to do come November. Because the games don't really matter, and games don't matter in the summer. So you're working on things, putting kids in different positions, seeing what they see if they can play that position or not play that position, or seeing where their strengths lie, that kind of stuff. So it's exciting, it's fun for sure.
yeah. Now I came in last year during the summer and watched a few of them, but I was like you said, so chill. It was kind of more of like I'm just here to see them kind of social thing. They're seeing me, they're talking to me from the bench. So it's just super chill.
Yeah,
So I didn't really pay attention. Is the games are they the same length? Is it a running clock? Like what's the format?
it just depends on where you go. But the camps
Okay,
at our
okay,
place, we play 4 10s running clock. So
running clock. Yeah,
I think go
gotcha.
pretty fast. We went to Clay County last year. They do two 18-minute halves running clock, and then like a 10-minute or then a 12-minute JV quarter at the end.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we
I
do
do.
we'll
You
do
know
40
what?
minutes of JV at our place
Yeah, I roughly remember that now because I think you had me run the clock and the scoreboard for one of them.
for one of them. Yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, because I was told that now when the season comes in, that's a little bit more pressure packed.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Got to be a little bit
Gotta be
quicker on the draw.
quicker on the
So
draw on that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So well, good stuff. And then so that's June. Then you get the dead period that happens 1st of July,
The last week of June, first week of
roughly.
July. Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
yeah,
those the first week before the July 4th and the week of the 4th.
yeah. I guess that's probably when volleyball will start and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
after in
um,
July. Yeah.
yeah, after the dead
Well, they
period,
can
yeah.
practice in June too,
That,
but
yeah, well, yeah, the ones who aren't doing ball. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Yeah. Because well, and so she does summer school too. So
yeah.
she doesn't. I don't think she likes to double dip like that. So, um, so we got that going on. Then we'll have summer, and then it's kind of that weird period where I ain't got nothing going on. You don't have nothing going on. The girls are going to be playing volleyball. The ones that do play volleyball. Um, but after all that in the season starts up, you've mentioned Gail before. Um, she is going into her senior year,
Yep.
and potentially, you know, she'll tell you that she would probably tell you this, but potentially she's a Miss Tennessee finalist. Um,
Miss
what kind
Tennessee,
of
is she a beauty queen now?
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Miss Basketball. Yeah, I know what you're saying. But
Yeah, Miss Tennessee. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
she should 100% be a finalist in my opinion. Of course, once again, it's my kid. Of course,
yeah.
it's my opinion.
Well,
She's one of the
I
greatest
felt
players in the
this
state.
year. Yeah, I felt last year that whenever they released the finalists and she wasn't on there, I felt well. She's probably the next one. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um, that was kind of my opinion. But what kind of, from a coaching perspective, I know what it is as a fan perspective. What kind of growth have you seen from her the
Oh, I mean, I
last
mean,
3 4 years?
well, I mean, she's always had that. She's always had that personality about her, especially once you kind of got to know her that first year. Um, I mean, she's grown a tremendous amount. Just, I mean, she works hard all the time. Uh, you know, does goes to a private trainer or whatever, and then playing for FBC Rain right now, traveling all over the country, playing AAU. She loves it, and she works hard at it. So but that's the thing is people don't see that, and how hard she works, how many shots she takes a day, and this, that, and the other. So, when you know a kid works hard like that, and then you see it pay off for them, there's a reason she's probably shot 40% from three her 3 years in high school because she shoots a ton of them, and she works at it.
Yeah.
Um, when because her freshman year, my senior point guard was hurt until Christmas, so she was thrust in there, and it wasn't even the fact that, hey, like, you're playing point guard. It's, brother, you're the best ball handler I got right now, so you just gonna have to go do it.
Yeah.
Because I don't know
Yeah.
that I don't know that she really wanted to be that, and then as it kind of progressed, going into her sophomore year, which is the year we won the silver ball there. I asked her in the summers, like, hey, do you want to be the point guard? Do you want? She's like, yes, I want to. So, so it was something that, she may have wanted to be it the whole time. I don't know, but I just asked her there. I was like, okay, well, if you want to do it, we'll roll with it. Because I was trying to put her off the ball, get her to come off a few more screens,
Yeah.
get some more looks,
Yeah.
because it's just really hard. That's a problem that I've had. I guess a problem I should say. It's fortunate enough that, because it's like quarterback in football. You're only going to be as good as your point guard is. You're only going to be as good as your
Hmm.
quarterback is. So, I've been fortunate enough to have really good point guards in my tenure here, because they're your whole offense. You know, they've
Yeah.
they got to come down. It's just I wouldn't even say that they really point guards. They're two guards to bring the ball before most of them that I've had, but
Yeah.
it's a whole lot easier to draw some stuff up when they're not the primary ball handler. But I
Yeah.
mean, I've worked around it. We figured it out. She's smart. Had a smart group of kids around her. Gonna continue to have a smart group of kids around her that know how to play basketball. And I think that's just the
Yeah.
biggest thing is they can feed off of her, know what's happening, and they know when they know to give her the ball when she's hot. So
Yeah. Well, I remember that freshman year because once your point guard came back and then she started getting her confidence back a little bit
mhm.
and getting into the flow. It was the offense did run really well because, like you said, you could move Gail around and she could get free and stuff. And y'all still do that sometimes, especially when y'all swap up and let LB bring the ball up.
Yeah,
Um, so I'm excited to see, and this is I'm not minimizing Gail, but I'm excited to see LB this year because, like I told you yesterday, I felt, and I know you agree, pre-injury she was playing really good basketball.
yeah. I mean, I think, yeah, she was playing some of the best basketball I've seen her play for sure.
Yes, yeah,
No, I mean, like I said, I I know we've made a big deal about these group of seniors leaving and stuff, and
yeah,
I'm going to miss them tremendously, but I'm super excited to see what this group can do
yeah,
without them because, they're because they've I've heard Gail talk about it already, and Alyssa, like, you know, they got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder. People's going to be counting it, saying that we're not going to be this, that, and the other because we lost too many people. So I mean, they're raring and they're ready to go, and you know, and I'm ready to go because people are saying that, which is fine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's you know
Well,
that, that
it's
that's where I
human
like.
nature to say it.
Yeah, it's human nature to say, but that's where I like to be.
Yeah.
I like to be
Well,
underestimated and not, you know, like to fly under
the
the
people
radar.
who know, yeah. Well, the people who know, because like outside, and I'm not gonna say a school, but Joe Blow School down the street that y'all play every year. Um, they don't know the kids. They know Gale,
Yeah,
and they know how the kid might play. They may know that Addison Roberts plays really good defense, right?
yeah,
But what they don't know is the character of the kids, and you're right. These ones coming up, like like you said, Alyssa, Addison, Mayan is tough,
hmm
um, and she's gonna have a chip on her shoulder. Lil Grissom, about as tough as they come.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I mean, and they've been playing AEU together for the most part.
yeah, yeah,
The whole team minus Gale. So they've
right,
been playing together. They won a tournament last weekend or
yeah,
2 weekends ago. So I mean that shows a lot, especially when you go win a tournament without her,
yeah,
on your team. So I think that's one of the biggest, and one of the biggest things that's helped me out in these last few years is Craig and Justin doing that
yeah,
and coaching these kids in AAU because Kara didn't play with them. She played with Rush, and then Gail's been playing with Kentucky Premier and AC Rain this year. It gives those kids a chance to play without them, and lets them experience growth and play new roles. And I think that's one of the reasons that Ellie improved so much in those 2 years from her sophomore year to the time she graduated was because of what Craig and Justin did in AAU wise, because she had to be the scorer, which is something
yeah,
she
yeah.
didn't have to do before. So she had to grow and
Hmm.
get outside her comfort zone, and that's when that's when you actually grow and develop, is when you get outside your comfort zone and do things you don't want to do, or you're not accustomed to doing it. No, so you don't want to do. Everybody wants to score, but you know what I'm saying. She's not
Right.
accustomed to having to be the scorer, and she
Yeah.
kind of did, and I think that's one of the reasons that LB's took off. These last 2 years is because once she played AU with them, and Emma the same. I mean, same thing. Like it's easy to, hey, 44's down there, give it to her, or 12's open over here, throw it to her.
Yeah.
But when those two kids aren't out there with you, you grow, you learn, you understand what you need to do, and then when everybody's back together, then it's not a surprise when Ellie Joe needs to go get a bucket and can, or
Yeah.
we throw it down there to Emma and she post moves a girl and scores because she's had to do that without the other ones out there.
Right. Right. No, I can see that because Ellie was mostly, I mean, even some junior year, spot shooter and defense.
A 3 and D, son.
And yeah. And then this year, she was, I mean, she drove to the basket a whole lot more
Mm-hmm.
this year.
Yeah,
Now, some of that too, towards the end of the year was out of necessity with injuries or illnesses and stuff like that.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, no, I agree. And I tell you, not that I have favorites or anything, but what I'm hearing about Lil Grissom in AAU and stuff like that, I'm excited to see what she does. Because I'm hearing a lot of from the other girls,
yeah,
a lot of good things about her and stuff. So I'm excited to see that. You know what you're gonna get with Raylan. You're gonna get a foul right off the rip, but you're gonna get hustle. You're gonna get some physicality. Uh, so yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited. I guess I'll be with y'all again all year.
yep,
Officially this week is what Chloe said. So I guess I'll be with y'all all year. You were telling me a little bit of the schedule this year too. Big time schedule.
yes,
Excited
big
for
time
that as
schedule,
well. Um,
big time
especially
schedule.
since there's more games on this side of Interstate 40. So I'm
Yeah.
always a proponent of that.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, it's
that makes life easier on
Stone's
me.
not technically on that side of 40 though.
Well, that's true. Well, it's not on. It's not going down 111, and it's not South Pitt or Whitwell or
Yeah.
which I
Well,
know those games are
those are still
those
there.
are games going on, but yeah, they're still there. But
Can't get rid of
I
those.
can be. I can get. Yeah, I can get stoned in 30 minutes. I'm okay with that.
30 minutes.
25 probably.
Son,
25
you
probably.
booking it.
Let's just go down the interstate, man.
Yeah, but it's still a pretty good ways from Baxter.
It'd be all right.
Because Stone's like,
I think it's probably about more so 30.
I mean, Stone's like 30, 34 miles from my house.
Yeah.
But, I got to take Lantana, so it's like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Now, going there might take me a little bit longer because you get that traffic going up Monterey
Going up
Mountain and
Monterey
stuff
Mountain,
like
yeah.
that. But on the way back, going back, it'd be a whole lot faster.
Yeah.
So, um, well, is there anything else that you wanted to get off your chest? We got Mother's Day coming up tomorrow. I know you said you've already taken care of your wife. We got some stuff planned for my wife tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm gonna make
Um,
I'm gonna make some chocolate covered strawberries and stuff like that. But
no, okay.
do some thing. I'm gonna
Well,
make some of those, and then I already gave her gifts because I'm not a hey, here, hold on to this for a month. Like, here it is, take it.
yeah, no,
I can't.
I can't. Yeah, I'm the same way. I can't do it either. I let it spoil. I I have one class. I have the three that I teach a day that I have to do a final in. So I've got to work on that this weekend. Um, Still doing stuff, get ready for this banquet and stuff. But I got one class because I got like 8 yahoos that have missed like 15 days, a
Yeah,
piece, a lot of days. So got to work on that final and then start putting together some stuff for this week. But um, Lindsay says she wants a chill day, so that's what we're going to be doing.
that's nice. Well, mine's got to work, so
Yeah, yeah. Hey, did you? I know on the bus ride back yesterday, you way down there. We sat together on the way back. There was less people on the bus. You were able to. We were all able to spread out a little bit. Did you get any reading done yesterday?
I did not.
Yeah, I was
You read a little bit.
worried I wouldn't be able to. I was able to read a little bit. I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get to because of you know, sometimes getting traffic and reading
Yeah,
makes
yeah, yeah.
get a little nauseous and whatnot. But once we hit that Knoxville traffic, I felt a little bit better. So
Yeah, no, I didn't read. I just watched TikTok. I put my headphones in and and just watched old tickety talk there.
yeah,
Because, like I said, I just finished a book
yeah,
uh, Tuesday, I guess. Yeah, because we went to Gordonsville Tuesday, so I finished it on the way home.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Well, I tell you, I've set a goal for myself. I know this is nothing compared to what you and even my wife read, but I've set a goal to read 3 books this summer.
that's a low bar, son.
I understand, but that's I've got like I told you yesterday. I want to take a road trip this summer, and then I'm going to try to do 3 books,
What, 3 books?
and I'm going to try what 3 books that I don't know yet. I do want to read those Carl's Doomsday books.
Oh yeah,
Um, did I say it right? Okay.
yeah,
I do want to try that. There are not going to be any more Clay Travis books unless he comes out with a new one that I don't know about.
yeah.
Um, but that's the goal for this summer is to try to read 3 books.
Well, son,
I don't know.
once you read one Dungeon Crawler Carl book, you'll have read
Yeah.
all 7 of them in a month
Well, maybe we'll see.
because they're so good, so good.
Yeah.
But I just
Yeah.
finished. I just finished
I used
Lonesome Dove, so I'm probably gonna read the first 2 prequels to that. It
yeah.
was so good. Such
Well,
a good book.
man, I used to be a big time reader, especially in the summer, because back when I was growing up, and if you did AP English in high school, you had the summer reading list. So I mean, big time reading.
Yeah. Well,
It's just
I've
it's
not.
so hard for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like last year though, I didn't really even start reading until July or the last week of June when we was at the beach,
Yeah.
and then I read 30 something books until the end of the year. I've probably read I don't know, 10 this year, if that. I don't even know.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not even sure because
Well,
I was on the Game of Thrones
before
kick there for a little bit. So
yeah. Before we go,
yeah,
this person is somebody is. Um, before we go, yesterday we were talking a little bit about another radio personality that got
yeah.
isn't there anymore. Don't know the situation and whatnot.
I know the situation.
Um,
I messaged him.
okay. Okay. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. I don't know if he's seen the episode where I went on my rant about his so-called man crush on you, but I'm gonna go ahead and put it on there. Put it out there. If he wants to visit our show, the invite is there. If he'd like to come on the show,
He's big
and
timing now, son. He had Rick Insel on their pod there the
well,
other day.
that's true. That's true. But as you told me yesterday, that's nothing compared to T Syrup, is what you told me yesterday. And there's a bus full of kids.
I told you that in confidence.
No, there's a bus full of kids that can maybe attest to that. Um, well, here's the thing. I'll say this. I know he's big time, and he's probably only got time for Warren County athletics. But he had them on. And they said they were going to win state. They just made it. They only made it one game further than us. So last time I checked, when we played on a field together, we won. That's all I know. And fair's fair.
Who wouldn't schedule who this year?
Neither one of us contacted the
Either
other.
I for real didn't know.
I never
that was
heard.
a genuine question.
Yeah, I never heard from him, and I never reached out either.
Roger may not be
So-
wanting to schedule you next year.
Roger always was good. Roger and me are thick as thieves. Roger and me, I don't care if it's the other way around. Roger Roger beat us 3 times last year. So
I know, but
he's
they're
still got a
but they're
3-1 on us.
supposed to beat us. I'm just saying.
Well, why? Just because they're bigger?
Yeah, if we would have beat Dodgen in January when LB got hurt, he may have never talked to me again.
Well, I think I told you that Roger over there at Stone, he messaged me that night after we beat him and said it's a whole lot easier to handle a loss when it's to people you like and get along with. They're going to be fine. They're going to be, they got a young group. They're going to be fine, and
Yeah,
I'm sure, they're going. They got to get out of. They got to get out of that region. I'll tell you that they're in a really tough region. But
Oh yeah.
I know the offer is there to Mr. Simmons if he would like to come on
that would
the
take some
Totally Expert podcast.
That would take some logistics on my part, trying to figure out how to get it to have 3 people up here.
That's true.
But I think I can get. I think we
true.
can get it done. Because I'd like to have.
another-
I'd like to have T Brown on one time.
Yeah, T. Brand. Well, if he'll answer our text messages,
That's a
maybe
fact.
we can entice him with some cinnamon bread.
Ghost T Brown.
I
That's his name.
had this thought yesterday too. I thought would be a fun episode. What if we got, now that they're fixing to graduate, so here in about a week, what if we got
Yeah, for sure.
4 Ford or something like that to come on and tell us some funny stories about playing for TSAP? Maybe stories that we don't
It would
we
be
don't
like,
know
it
yet.
would be I don't know. That's what you'd say.
No, I think that would be if you could get Gail. Absolutely not. We can't have Gail on here. It'll go off the rails. if we have Gail
We'll
on
get
here.
her next year. But like
Yeah.
even like Ellie, as much as she talks, I still don't think that she would be.
She'd be like, I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah. What do I say?
Yeah, what
That's
I
what
say.
every time we did a
help me.
phone interview with the radio. Yes, I'd have a script and I'd be writing stuff down.
I would.
They're fun. Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah, I'd like to get Coach Sullivan on here.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I'd like to get Willie on here. Talk about elementary school basketball.
And talk about how flag football is just a phase and it's a fad. It's gonna go away.
Oh, well, he would say it. because he believes it.
Yeah, oh no, he would say it.
He would say it.
He said it to my face. I believe that he'd say
Yeah.
it. Yeah. So
I mean, I'd like to get Coach Baker on here, Coach Roberts, and talk about middle school. I mean, like everybody.
yeah.
I'd like to get Miss Katina on here and talk about being the director of schools.
I don't know that she'd do it.
She probably wouldn't, but it would be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it would be. It would be. Yeah. I don't
Miss
know.
Cronin would
I
hop
don't
on
know
here.
Oh, Miss Cronin definitely would hop on here. Cause she wanted to plug it one
Oh,
day in
God.
like the Winning Wednesday, and I was like, I don't know. I mean, I've already got middle school kids dabbing me up in the hallway
I would
that I have
have
no clue who they are.
I would have not went to school for a week if she'd have said that.
I told her, I was like, I don't know, because you never know. One day I might let something slip, and
I can edit that. We don't do it live, so that can be.
well,
edited
yeah,
out,
that's true. But yeah, I've got these little, when I go to do lunch duty, middle school's coming out. They're all dabbing me up saying they love the pod, and
Yeah.
And Miss Emily the other day was like, "Who is?" I was like, "I don't know who that kid is. Like, I've never met him before in my life." But evidently, they like the pod.
Yeah. Yeah. Mr. Brock
So-
would be a good one to have on here. Talk about his AV
yeah.
stuff and
Talk about or maybe we can get him to come out of his shell a little bit and tell us some funny, maybe some funny takes from Word on the Mountain that didn't make the cut.
oh yeah, that would be good. He could talk
Yeah.
about his graduation speech. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I tell you what, man. If you're younger than me, so I hope this don't happen. But if you die before me, I guarantee you that your tombstone is going to say, "Leaders eat last. Eli Brock had the greatest graduation speech of all time, and Farragut is not Knoxville."
That was just yesterday. But like I just do that leaders eat last stuff because it irritates you. But
It's not. No, it's a true statement. I agree with the statement. What irritates me is the frequency in which you say the statement.
well, we frequently find ourselves dining together. So
At the basketball banquet, if you said it once, I swear to God, you said it 17 times.
oh, that's a fact.
And then
Because
I
not
told the
everybody
people
heard
at
me
the-
say it the first time, so I had to make sure everybody at the table heard it.
I know. When I told the people at the table, I said, when he comes over here, guaranteed, he's gonna say. And then you sat down and like, well, eaters eat last. Oh, eaters eat last. I guess I can eat now. Leaders eat last, I should say, not eaters eat last.
Well, see, I got that from Coach Sullivan because he says it all the time, and William cannot stand it. So, but it's actually a good book.
No.
If you should, that's something you should put on your reading list.
I know. I agree with the statement. Like, I think you should always, do that. But see, that's a pet peeve of mine, and that's a terrible pet peeve of mine to have as an educator. But repetition drives me insane.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty intelligent, so like if I get instruction once, I'm good. Like, you've told me once. If you tell me how to do something, I'm good. I know how to do it. But anyway, all right. Well, I think that's about it. So
Yep.
we'll try to, now that things are slowing down for us, we'll try to hit this up some more. See if we can work on getting some guests. All others have a good Mother's Day tomorrow, and we'll talk to you next time for Totally Experts. I'm Shane. He's TSAT. Peace out.
See ya.